Dad's making me CEO. My sister Victoria stood in the doorway of my office. Our office, the family business I'd helped build for 7 years. What? He's retiring, giving me the company. You'll stay on as operations manager, employee, regular salary, benefits, the usual. I stood up from my desk. Employee? Victoria, I've worked here since I was 22. I built half these client relationships. I designed our entire logistics system. And you'll keep doing that, as my employee. Dad thinks I'm better suited for leadership. I have the MBA, the vision, the connections. You're great at operations, Nora, but leadership? That's my thing. She handed me a folder. New employment contract. You'll report to me now. Sign by Friday. That was September 2021. Dad retired. Victoria became CEO. I became her employee. 2 years of watching her destroy everything we'd built. Last week, Victoria showed up at my apartment at 6 a.m., hair unwashed, eyes bloodshot, holding a letter from the IRS. Nora, they're auditing the company, going back 3 years. They found discrepancies, missing revenue, unexplained expenses, and all the evidence points to things I did, things I thought no one would find. What that audit revealed destroyed her, and what I discovered she'd been stealing, it changed everything. If you've ever been overlooked in your own family business while someone else took credit for your work, stay with me until the end. Your support means everything to me. Hit that subscribe button and let me know in the comments. Has a family member ever treated you like you were less valuable? Let's talk about it. Now, back to my story. Let me take you back. September 2021. My name is Nora Mitchell. I was 29 years old, living in Charlotte, North Carolina, working for my family's logistics company, Mitchell Transportation Solutions. My father, James Mitchell, founded the company in 1995, started with 1 truck, built it into a regional operation with 50 trucks, 75 employees, and $12 million in annual revenue. I started working there when I was 22, right after college. Business degree from UNC Charlotte. Nothing fancy. But I knew logistics, loved the work, the puzzle of routes and schedules and efficiency. My older sister Victoria was 32, got her MBA from Duke, worked in consulting for 5 years, then came back to join the family business 3 years ago. From day one, she was Dad's favorite for leadership. She had the pedigree, the graduate degree, the consulting experience. She talked about strategic vision and market positioning and competitive advantages. I talked about fuel efficiency and route optimization and driver retention. Dad thought Victoria was CEO material. I was operations material. Technical, not strategic. Important, but not leadership. That September, Dad called us both into his office. Victoria was smiling. I should have known something was up. Girls, I'm 67 years old. It's time I retired. Spent more time with your mother. Maybe travel. Maybe golf. Who knows? You deserve it, Dad, Victoria said. You built something incredible. We built it together, I added. All of us. Dad nodded. Which is why I need to make sure it's in good hands. Victoria, I'm making you CEO. You'll take over operations, strategy, client relations, everything. My stomach dropped. What about me? You'll stay on as operations manager. Report to Victoria. Keep doing what you do best. Managing the trucks, the routes, the drivers. But Dad, I've been here 7 years. Victoria's been here 3. I know every client, every driver, every route. And you'll continue managing all of that. But Victoria has the leadership experience, the strategic thinking, the MBA. She's ready to run this company. Victoria stood up, shook Dad's hand. I won't let you down. I sat there, numb. 7 years. 7 years of 60-hour weeks, of building relationships, of solving problems, of making this company run smoothly. And Dad gave it to Victoria because she had an MBA. After the meeting, Victoria cornered me in my office, handed me that folder. New employment contract, $75,000 salary, standard benefits. You'll report directly to me, weekly check-ins, performance reviews quarterly. I make $85,000 now. CEO's prerogative to adjust compensation. I need to bring in my own team, people with vision. You're great at operations, Nora, but I need strategic thinkers. Strategic thinkers who know nothing about our business? Strategic thinkers who can help me grow this company. Dad built it to $12 million. I'm going to take it to $50 million. By cutting my salary and hiring consultants? By making smart business decisions. Sign the contract by Friday, or I'll assume you're resigning. She left. I looked at the contract. Employment at will, no equity, no ownership stake, just an employee in the company I'd helped build. I signed it. What choice did I have? The first month under Victoria's leadership was subtle. Small changes, new branding, updated website. Fine. But then the real changes started. She hired 3 consultants, friends from her MBA program, paying them $200 an hour to tell us what we already knew. She leased a new office space, downtown Charlotte, glass walls, modern furniture, expensive. She bought herself a company car, BMW 7 Series, justified it as client relations. Meanwhile, she cut driver bonuses, eliminated the annual company picnic, reduced maintenance budgets. We need to look successful to attract premium clients, she explained in a staff meeting. That means investing in our image. Our drivers started quitting. Good drivers, experienced ones. They went to competitors who paid better, treated them better. I tried to tell Victoria, we're losing our best people. We need to increase wages, improve benefits. We need to control costs. I'm bringing in efficiency consultants to streamline operations. The efficiency consultants knew nothing about trucking. They suggested cutting routes that were our most profitable, eliminating maintenance schedules that kept our trucks running, firing drivers who were our most reliable. I pushed back. Hard. These recommendations will destroy us. I'm the CEO, Nora. I make the decisions. You execute them. So I executed, and watched the company start to crumble. Revenue dropped, $12 million to $10 million in year 1, to $8 million in year 2. Victoria blamed the market, the economy, fuel prices, everything except her decisions. She took out loans, business loans to cover cash flow. $500,000, then another $300,000. She raised her own salary from $120,000 to $180,000. Market rate for a CEO, she said. She bought a vacation property, in the company name. For client retreats, she claimed, but it was in Hilton Head, and she spent every other weekend there, alone. I documented everything, not because I planned to do anything with it, just because it felt wrong. And I wanted proof I wasn't crazy. Bank statements, expense reports, loan documents, personnel records, everything. I kept my head down, did my job, managed operations as best I could with shrinking budgets and departing staff. By year 2, we were down to 35 trucks, 45 employees, $8 million in revenue, and drowning in debt. Dad called me. He'd stayed out of things after retiring, but even he could see the company struggling. What's going on, Nora? Victoria says everything's fine, but the numbers don't look fine. Ask Victoria. I'm just an employee. I don't make strategic decisions. Don't be bitter. I'm not bitter. I'm stating facts. You gave her the company. She's running it into the ground. But it's not my place to say anything. It's your family's legacy. It was my legacy. Now it's hers. And she's destroying it. I hung up, went back to work, kept documenting. Then, 3 weeks ago, everything changed. Victoria called an emergency staff meeting. Everyone in the conference room. She looked pale, shaken. I need to inform everyone that the IRS is conducting an audit of our company finances. This is routine, nothing to worry about, but there may be some disruptions as we gather documents. After the meeting, she pulled me aside. I need your help. With what? With the audit. You've been here longer than anyone. You know where all the records are. I need you to pull financial documents from the past 3 years. What are they looking for? Discrepancies. They claim our reported revenue doesn't match our bank deposits, that there are unexplained expenses, missing documentation. My heart started racing. Are there discrepancies? She looked away. Just pull the documents, please. I pulled everything, every bank statement, every expense report, every invoice, every receipt, and as I organized it, I saw the patterns: transfers to personal accounts, labeled as consulting fees or contractor payments or business development. But going to Victoria's personal bank account, expenses for the Hilton Head property, $4,000 a month, labeled as client entertainment, the BMW lease, $1,800 a month, plus gas, insurance, maintenance, all company expenses, personal shopping, restaurants, spa treatments, all coded as business meals or client relations. Over 2 years, I estimated $400,000 in personal expenses, plus another $300,000 in direct transfers from business accounts to her personal accounts. She'd stolen $700,000 from the company, from our family's company. I made copies of everything, took them home, waited. 2 days later, Victoria showed up at my apartment, 6 a.m., looking like she hadn't slept in days. I opened the door. She practically fell inside. They found it. The IRS found everything. Found what? The transfers, the expenses, everything I took. Took? You mean stole? She collapsed on my couch. I didn't think of it as stealing. It was family money. I was working hard. I deserved it. You gave yourself a $60,000 raise, bought a BMW, leased a vacation house. How much more did you think you deserved? I needed it. Do you know what it costs to maintain the image of a successful CEO? The clothes, the car, the house? I couldn't look like I was running a struggling trucking company. So you stole from the company to look successful while running it into the ground? I was trying to save it. The consultants were supposed to help. The new office was supposed to attract better clients. The image was supposed to matter. The only thing that mattered was actually running the business well, which you didn't do. She looked at me with desperate eyes. The IRS wants $700,000 in back taxes, plus penalties, plus interest. It's over $900,000 total. I don't have it, Nora. I spent it. All of it. What about the Hilton Head house? Mortgaged. I took out a second mortgage to cover expenses last year. The BMW? Leased. I'm 3 months behind on payments. Your savings? Gone. Everything's gone. And now the IRS says if I don't pay, they'll seize company assets, force us into bankruptcy. We'll lose everything. You'll lose everything. You destroyed this company, not we. It's our family legacy. It was our family legacy. You turned it into your personal piggy bank. You stole from Dad, from me, from every employee who took a pay cut while you bought designer clothes. She started crying. I need your help, please. You have savings. You could loan me the money. We could set up a payment plan. Tell the IRS it was a mistake. A mistake? You stole $700,000 over 2 years. That's not a mistake. That's systematic fraud. What should I do? Tell Dad the truth. Accept the consequences. Declare bankruptcy if you have to. But don't ask me to bail you out of fraud you committed. Victoria called a family meeting. Dad, Mom, me, Victoria. In Dad's living room. She confessed everything. The personal expenses, the transfers, the loans she'd taken out using company assets as collateral. Dad sat in silence. His face went through shock, anger, betrayal, sadness. Mom cried, "How could you do this?" I thought I was building something. I thought if I looked successful, I'd attract better clients, better opportunities. You bankrupted the company, Dad said quietly. Everything I built, everything we built, gone. We can fix it. With what money, Victoria? You stole it all, spent it all. There's nothing left to fix it with. I pulled out my folder, the one I'd been building for 2 years. Actually, there might be a way. Everyone looked at me. I've been documenting everything, every decision Victoria made, every expense, every transfer. I have proof that she acted without board approval, that she made unauthorized transfers, that she violated her fiduciary duty as CEO. Dad's eyes widened. Why would you document that? Because I knew something was wrong, and I wanted proof. What good does proof do us now? Mom asked. It proves Victoria acted alone, that the rest of us didn't know, that the fraud was her personal actions, not company policy. We can remove her as CEO, report her to the IRS ourselves, cooperate fully with the audit, show we're victims too. Victoria's face went white. You'd report me? You stole from our family, from our employees, from the company we all built. Yes, I'd report you. Dad looked at me. What happens to the company? We'll still face penalties, but if we cooperate, they might be reduced. We can sell assets, pay down debt, maybe save something, but only if we act fast, and only if we remove Victoria immediately. I'm still CEO. Not anymore, Dad said. His voice was cold, final. I'm calling an emergency board meeting, removing you from all positions. Nora, are you willing to take over? As CEO? As the person trying to save what's left. I know I didn't give you credit before. I was wrong. You were right about everything. The consultants, the spending, the image over substance. I should have listened. I'll do it, but we need to be honest about what we're facing. We might not be able to save it. Save what you can. That's all I ask. I became CEO on a Monday. By Friday, I'd filed reports with the IRS, voluntarily disclosed Victoria's fraud, provided all my documentation. The IRS agent was surprised. Most companies try to hide this stuff. We're not hiding anything. She stole from us too. We want to cooperate fully. Because of our cooperation, they reduced the penalties. Still owed $550,000 in back taxes and fines, but better than $900,000. I sold Victoria's BMW back to the dealer, took a loss, but got $40,000, sold the Hilton Head property, barely broke even after paying off the mortgages, but eliminated that debt, sold the expensive downtown office, moved back to our old warehouse location, cut rent by 70%, fired the consultants immediately. I went to every driver we'd lost, apologized, explained what happened, offered them their jobs back with better pay and restored benefits. Half of them came back. It was a start. I went to every client we'd lost. Same thing. Honesty, transparency, better service. Some came back, some didn't. But we had a foundation. I cut my own salary to $65,000, same as our senior drivers. We're all rebuilding together. The first year was brutal. We operated at a loss, barely made payroll some months, but we survived. Year 2, we started turning around. Revenue climbed back to $6 million, not what we were, but growing. We paid the IRS $100,000 toward our debt, set up a payment plan for the rest. They accepted it. Dad came back part-time, not as CEO, as an advisor. I want to help you rebuild what I let her destroy. We'll rebuild it together. Victoria? She declared personal bankruptcy, lost everything, the house, the car, her savings, everything. She got a job in retail, manager at a clothing store, making $45,000 a year. She tried to call me a few months ago. I didn't answer. She sent a letter. I read the first line. I'm sorry for everything. I threw it away. Some people deserve forgiveness. Some people deserve consequences. Victoria deserved consequences. Last week we hit a milestone, $8 million in annual revenue, back to where we were before Victoria's reign of destruction. We celebrated with our team. Pizza party in the warehouse, nothing fancy, but everyone smiled. Dad pulled me aside. I owe you an apology, a real one. I chose Victoria because she had the MBA, the image, the pedigree, but you had the knowledge, the dedication, the integrity. I should have seen that. You see it now. That's what matters. I'm changing my will. The company is yours, 100%. When I'm gone, it's yours. Victoria gets nothing. Dad, she stole her inheritance. She doesn't get a second chance with mine. You saved this company. You earned it. I'm Nora Mitchell. I'm 31 years old. 2 years ago, my sister told me Dad was giving her the business, that I was just an employee now. She cut my salary, hired consultants, destroyed our culture, ran us into debt, and stole $700,000 in the process. What she didn't expect? that I was documenting everything, that I'd cooperate with the IRS, that I'd take over and rebuild what she destroyed. The audit exposed her fraud. She lost everything, declared bankruptcy, lost the company, the house, the car, the image she cared so much about. And me? I'm CEO now, really CEO, earning it every day by making good decisions, treating people right, building something sustainable. I wasn't the chosen one. I was the overlooked one, the operations person, the one without the fancy degree. But I was the one who actually knew how to run the business, how to treat people, how to build something real instead of just looking successful. Sometimes the person with the MBA isn't the smartest person in the room. Sometimes the person who actually does the work is. Victoria had the credentials. I had the competence. And in the end, competence beats credentials every single time. The business isn't as big as it was, but it's honest, it's sustainable, it's built on real relationships and good work. And that's worth more than any image, any BMW, any corner office. She wanted to look like a CEO. I wanted to be a good one. Guess which one actually matters? Thank you so much for watching. If this story touched your heart, please subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss an update. Your support truly means the world to me. And don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments. I love reading every single one of them. Each comment inspires me to keep creating stories for you. See you next time.